What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Is your main man, Juggernaut of Multi-Platinum Production Team.
Arkatech Beatz.
Welcome to the music review series. We're doing music reviews. Multi-Platinum producer doing music reviews. You know, if this is your first time here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you're liking the live, moving the live along, sharing the live with a friend. Artist, producer, anybody that's looking to get in the game, you get some reviews, some real feedback from real producer doing real things. For those who don't know about our resume, we've worked for everybody or worked with everybody in this music business, from Big Pun to Nas, all the way back to Max B, French Montana, and everybody in between. So we are here, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to start the stream in a little bit. The stream has started, but we're going to start listening to some joints in a little bit. Just give some folks some time to jump into the live stream. Of course, let the notifications do their thing. And we just need, your participation, right? Because you're going to help the algorithm here. You got to help the algorithm with, sending out some stuff and, making some things do what it needs to do. So shout out to y'all, everybody that's jumping into the live stream. We're going to be listening to some tracks tonight. Not tracks, but, everything, music, songs. Pardon me, beats, everything in between. And, yeah, we're about to get busy with this tonight, man. It's Valentine's Day, man. I'm hoping that everybody is, it's cooling out. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody in that Valentine's Day, man. You know what I'm saying? I expect it to be, a decent stream, but, might be a little sparse depending on, what people got going on tonight. You know what I'm saying? I try to get on early. 8 o'clock is early, It's not early enough for anything crazy to happen, but you know how it goes. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live stream. And like I said, we will be listening to some joints in a little bit. I'm just waiting for my screen to do some nice things here. In the meantime, I'll just play some track that I'm working on right now. It's cooking up. As a matter of fact, let me do something here. Let me fix this because I need to get this fixed. Let's see here. I gotta remember to do this. Shout out to everybody in the live stream coming into the live. We're just trying to get some folks to keep it moving and pushing, you know what I'm saying? Keep things moving along. Ooh, that's terrible. Why I look like that? Why is my screen doing something weird right now? Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live stream. Dang, what up? My live stream going crazy right now. I'm doing the craziness right now. Fix my screen. What's happening with y'all? Peace, brother. Peace to you. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody, for jumping in. For my folks that are joining in, happy Valentine's Day. For the folks that are joining into the live stream tonight, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Everybody jumping into that live stream today. Yeah, man, let's cook up, man. Let's get it cooked up. Let's go.
Arkatech Beatz.
Arkatech
to everybody jumping into the live. We're doing music reviews tonight. But while we're doing music reviews and while we're waiting for people to jump into the queue and submit some music, just playing this joint I cooked up a little while ago. Submit it to the queue, man. I listen to everything, man. If it's good, we're gonna see what it is, right? Shout out to everybody just jumping into the live. Make sure that you're liking the live and sharing the live. Make sure that you are getting this live stream to, you know, producer, artists, people are looking to kind of get some reviews in. The link is on the screen, man. Nero.fan/Arkatech Beatz. We're going to be on for approximately an hour. He got the popcorn. Crazy on this one, right? Yeah, just cook this up a little earlier tonight. Yeah, we gotta get Max on something that sounds a little bit more radio. Let's go. You make it. What up? Shout out to Kaz. Kaz got the new MPC XL. Let's go. My boy is not playing. XL is, man, it's heavy on the step sequencer. It definitely wants to be used for live, you know what I'm saying, live performance. So that's really what you're seeing with the XL, man. It's leaning toward that, you know, being that real hardcore instrument for live performance, you know, so. It might be time, bro. The one thing that I do regret holding on to my MPC XL too long. I think it makes sense if it makes sense to upgrade. Like, this just makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just makes sense, man. Especially when we're looking at an entirely new type of MPC. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's an entirely new one because the pads do something that the old pads cannot do. You know what I'm saying? So this is a whole new box, you know what I'm saying, in itself. And I would suggest to cats, if it's within your means, to eventually upgrade it. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times that just takes resources, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times what you got to do is you got to get rid of your old box while it still has value. You know what I'm saying? And I regret that for a lot of pieces of equipment that I just held on to too long. And just really, like, you know what I'm saying? I wound up eventually upgrading, but by the time I did it, it was like, you know what I'm saying, your other one doesn't have any real value. You know what I'm saying? So you just kind of stuck with it, and you don't want to have to really be stuck with that. So, you know, I would say, you know, look at what the market looks like in terms of like eBay and all that stuff, if people are still using that. Try to figure out what it's going to take to upgrade if possible. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I know people like to say that the boxes are the same, but I don't believe so. DJ M Rock, what up? We getting ready to get into these music reviews, man. We're gonna get started in a little while. I know people are used to hearing Arkatech Beatz on those crazy street beats all the time. But there is some range here. If it's your first time here and you want to get an idea of who we produce for, we produce for Big Pun Nas, Prodigy of Mobb Deep, Jadakiss, Killer Mike, Raekwon the Chef, Max Bigavelli, Max B. We did Why You Do That, and Me Too featuring French Montana. So we got French Montana on that $1 Million Baby 4 coming, Max B, Arkatech Beatz. We've produced approximately half of the album. Be clear. February 25th, new Max B, $1 Million Baby 4. Shout out to Dame Grease. Yeah. So for those who are submitting their tracks for review, just know that you're getting review from real time folks doing real things right now. Wait till y'all hear that 2 Chainz, Max B. Wait till y'all hear that Wiz Khalifa, Max B. Woo. Put the foot in them beats. We're gonna jump into the reviews in about another 2 minutes. And that will be approximately on until about 9 o'clock. Priority, folks. You know, we try to get to those first, you know what I mean? Q is growing. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live, man. Yo, yesterday I had got a track, man, from the homie Fuego Beatz, man. Shout out to him. It's a record that he gave me yesterday. There's two things Fuego did yesterday, and I like to talk about it just a little bit because, you know, this is a producer who's from New York who submitted something to me earlier in the week. I gave him some real-time feedback. He came back with the record. He came back with the record. He made the changes, fixed the sequence like I asked him to do, fixed the mix, sent me back the track. The track sounded totally solid. Then he submitted me another joint of a young lady on the track singing a song called Single. And I really enjoyed this record. And I enjoyed this record a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? So I want to just really shout him out. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, he did give me this record yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And I want to shout him out because it was really a strong record in that kind of case. And I just like to see real-time implementation. What we did, yeah, man, the beat was fire. And what we did, and the thing about it is that this is what we're looking at when we're doing this live music review and this stuff. This is for real feedback, for real actionable items. I'm not telling guys to do stuff that's out of the realm of possibility that'll help to improve their music. He changed everything. He made the beat shorter. He changed some elements. He put some stuff where it's needed to be to make his hook more pronounced. And he took that and he ran with it. And it came back better. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just how the short of it. You know what I'm saying? So what I want people to understand with these live streams is that we're doing real music reviews. And I'm trying to give you constructive criticism in a way that we can grow your situation, right? Because we want to try to grow and get the feedback from people that are really doing it. And you got to understand that I have been in the room with the best. You can't deny that. I've been in the room with the best. I've been in the room with RZA. I've been in the room with Raekwon. I've been in the room with Nas. Been in the room with Prodigy and Mobb Deep, Big Pun. These are the best people, man. Killer Mike. These are the best of a generation. And y'all tell me if I'm lying. If I'm lying, I'm flying, bro. That's the best of a generation. So I'm just telling y'all what it is. If I could tell y'all that we able to be in those rooms and able to, you know, give those guys things that we could tell them what to do, to say, hey, man, fix this, do that. Come on, man. Y'all got to lock in and y'all got to get it done, you know? So I don't mean to knock other people's streams. I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying what we have is true experience. And not just from a producer situation. Remember, we were A&Rs at the infamous Loud Records that had Wu-Tang and Mobb Deep. Remember that. You know what I'm saying? So for people who don't understand that, nothing I can help you with. You know what I'm saying? It's real. This is real stuff. This is not cap. I'm not making it up. You know, for my producers who are looking to learn this music business, join us at the Future Producer Society. That's our school community. These are for producers, for people who want to learn the music business, who want to kind of be in the room in terms of learning from me directly, right? Because I'm trying to put together a community of producers that we can empower, that we can help to learn the music business and also learn to sharpen their skills in terms of their production ability and get them prepared for opportunities that will come once your music is hitting at a certain level and if you're consistent on a certain cadence in terms of making sure that your content and stuff is getting put out there. So I just want to make sure that I'm putting that out there for my folks who want to jump into our producer society. Make sure you do that. I gotta play this real quick. This may be the first part of this guy's tune because I like it so much. Somebody's asking if I'm only doing beats. That's a song, man. We're doing beats and songs, bro. But that's 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 single, man. Like that's the joint called Single, man. And man, nah, I'm listen, man. We're it's free to submit, but like I said, priority is going to be to the folks who are skipping the line, of course. So, that's the way that we're running it down. I wanted to shout out Fuego on that, man. Whew. Hot beat, man. Hot beat, hot song, man. Appreciate you on that. I'm about to jump into this next joint. It's called Soul Trap. This is unmastered. I'm not sure if this is a it looks like it may be a beat, but we're doing beats and songs, man. So it's not just that. I'm just, like I said, I'm just for producers who are in the chat, of course, they're able to jump into, like I said, the Future Producer Society. For artists, if you want to jump into it to learn music production, which I really suggest, artists do learn. You know what I mean? That's my thing too. I think artists should also learn music production so that when they're communicating with their producers, they can communicate clearly and concisely and accurately. Because sometimes artists can't articulate what it is that they want. You know what I mean? And that's because you're not really versed in it. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, the producers that are also artists, you Kanye West, you listen to those type of things and you go, hey, why do their music sound the way that they sound? Because they understand it from both sides, so this is one of those things. But I'm about to jump into this next joint. This is a first page skip for today. What's this called? It's a Soul Trap, unmastered by Black Diamond WC. I hope you're in the building. Black Diamond, are you in the building? I like to give folks some time to get into the building. Make sure y'all are liking the live, sharing the live, doing all that good stuff. Shout out to everybody that's on all of the platforms. Shout out to everybody that's liking the live on TikTok. Shout out to everybody that's in the YouTube world, listening, watching, tapping in. We're about to jump into this one. We're going to listen to it right now. shout out to Black Diamond Music on this for this submission. Definitely got a Zaytoven vibe on here. So my what's the best way to really explain this? It's it outside of it showing your ability to play with the piano and the track. Like I feel like we have to. This is one of those times where I'll continue to say less is more, right? And because the musicality of this is off the chart, right? Meaning the playing of the piano, the fills, everything that is needed to do. This is like that's like a dope composition, right? From a producer to a producer, right? And what I want guys to do with this particular stream, right? I don't want people to submit the music or submit their tracks for what I would say like a producer reaction, right? I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking for that producer reaction. What I'm looking to do here is I'm looking to make sure that the music that you guys are submitting, right? So let's say if you're a producer and you're submitting music, I'm listening for your music to make sure like, okay, what is going to take this song or what this track that you're sending me, what is going to get us to, one, either get it pitched to another artist for it to get placed, or if we're looking for maybe something on a sync side or like something like that, right? We're looking to take our music from our hard drive to some sort of published monetization mechanism, right? This is the whole purpose of this thing that we're trying to create here, right? And if you're an artist that's submitting songs, I'm trying to make sure that you have a record that's technically sound for commercial viability and consumption, right? And this is the things that I'm listening for this. I don't want you to submit music to really submit music to show if you can, outwardly play or this type of thing, or how good you can make the beat do 10 different backflips and all of that. That stuff, it's not going to get you paid. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing. That's the issue with with stuff like this, is that it's dope and it's in the way that it's put together, but it doesn't leave space for the artist to rap. It just doesn't. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's doing so much that there's no space for where the guys are supposed to come in. Or what you're doing is you're creating a track that has such a limited window of artists that you can submit it to, right? And that's another problem too. Like we have to make sure that we're making something that can have some options and that you're not boxing yourself in to this one particular artist or one particular set of genre. Because what happens when a region goes cold, right? Let's say, for example, right now, right? No stimulus package anymore, right? No more stimmy package for the man up in Canada. And all of a sudden now, some of these guys that was rocking in ATL can't get any traction. These guys are cold now, right? What happens when your music now faces that type of situation? And remember, we went through that. And you say, well, what do you mean we went through that? Us guys that were from New York, after the 50 Cent situation came through and 50 came and destroyed everything and sold all those records, and then now everything started to shift down south, right? We couldn't get a record placed in a New York artist to save our life, right? Because at that time, everything had shifted. So anything that you had that sounded predominantly too New York oriented, you couldn't get it placed. So you had to pivot. So your music had to change. And, hence me moving to Atlanta, right? That's the only way we were able to stay active, was I had to move to Atlanta and had to, basically rebrand, do all types of different types of music in order to stay relevant in that time period. But I say that to say this, is that with a track like this, which is dope in its own way, we have to make sure that we're sticking to the script. We have to stick to the script of, it has a decent intro, beat needs to come in, we need to make sure that there's a clearly defined hook. And it's hard for me to define that here. And then we have to have enough space for artists to be able to give their vocal performance. If we don't have space for that, then it's going to be hard to place this music. And if you do get it placed, it's going to be hard for the commercial people to really consume it because it doesn't leave space for it. And you're going to have an artist that's fighting with the musicality almost all the way throughout. So my suggestion on a track like this is I need you to strip some parts out of it, some of it down. I need some elements to be stripped down so that we can have just maybe a few elements, that drives the record. Typically, that's going to be the main melody, the bass line, the drums to drive that main situation, and then all of the extra stuff, the highlights, the things on the top, the little horns and all that stuff. We can save all of that stuff. So 8 bars in the hook, and just make sure that we got our hooks and our verses, and it's like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just giving y'all that. I'm just giving y'all that little tidbit. This was the Soul Trap by Black Diamond WC. I appreciate you for submitting it, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep this party going, and try to see if we can start listening to some of the next joints. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live stream. Shout out to everybody that is submitting. Shout out to people who are looking to get their stuff heard by me tonight. You know what I'm saying? All right, we listened to this yesterday, I think. It's Never on the Bright Side. We did this yesterday. My bad on that. I don't know how it's just somehow my cue getting skipped up. All right, so this is an instrumental by 16 Pad Killer, Raleigh, North Carolina, producer, songwriter. Also, guys, for you guys that are submitting your beats, right? You got to name your beats, man. Like, you got to name your beats. Like, you got to name your beats. You guys don't think that's important to name your beats? Like think about it. In most cases, you're not going to have a chance to meet an artist. You're going to go on internet right now. You're going to go on socials. You're going to look in their contact information. You're going to get either the manager contact information or you're going to get the artist information for their beat email. Most artists going to have a beat email or a manager or booking information. You can, hit those up to get the information to see where you can submit your beats. All right, boom. You submit a beat to an artist. You're going to submit the beat to the artist that says instrumental 1, instrumental 2, instrumental 3. What's the incentive to listen to that? You got to do your research on your artist, and you got to do your research on how you should name your beats. And sometimes you might have to change the name of your beats depending on who you're submitting it to, right? Because you're trying to inspire the context and the content of the song. So for you to submit a track and say instrumental, like, you know what I'm saying, I don't know what I'm getting ready to listen to. Whereas if you have a name for it, oh, that sounds kind of slick. Let's see how that's going to sound. You know what I'm saying? Just a little game. Don't say I ain't giving y'all no game. But we're going to listen to this joint by 16 Pad Killer. Let's get into it. Nah, I listened to this before. I heard this already. That's wild. We were just jumping into that. I played that already. We're going to get to this next one. This is Sam Cooper. We Feel the Same as You. What is this? This is an artist I discovered, Fire Music. But has 2K, but he has 2K listen. All right, let's listen to what Sam Cooper got. My apologies. This cue look a little funny. I don't know what's happening with it. Sam Cooper. Um, Shout out to you for submitting this, Sam Cooper. Um, I think this music is good. I'm not too big on the song. You know, the song to me feels like it's not really there, and the vocal performance to me don't feel like it's there. And then also I feel like it's mixed in a way that makes it so difficult to hear the song itself, the lyrics and the melody of the song. You know what I mean? Um, the instrumentation and the way that that's being made is, to me, is like, it's okay. You know what I mean? It seems like that can be pretty decent. So I don't know if they produced the hook, produced the music themselves, but between the guitars and the drums and that type of stuff, those things to me, and a little bit of the horn situation going on, I think those things are working. I just don't feel like the song is working in itself. I don't feel like the melody is there. I don't feel like the lyrics are really doing anything per se. It's not even an effects thing. You can't hear the vocals. You know what I'm saying? Like, it goes beyond that. Like, we have to be able to hear your vocals on top of this music, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to be able to hear that. Like, and we have to also, feel like what you're singing is like melodic in some way or fashion. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just can't really just be on this track and just kind of, sounding like the cat's meow on this joint, man. You can't really do all of that. Like that, like, and this is not just, this is across the board, man. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, some of your biggest pop or rock songs may not have like the biggest singers, but I can tell you that at least they're gonna be in tune. I can tell you that, and you can at least say, okay, you know what? There's a portion of this song that I like in terms of like the hook or the melody or the mini bridge or something. There's gonna be something there that's gonna be melodic enough to garner some sort of replay value. And this is not it right here. So, I appreciate the submission, but at the same time, it's like, yo, we got to make sure that this is, this is stuff is doing what it needs to do, and it's out. It's on Spotify. Yeah, this is one of those. This is one of those things, man. You know what I'm saying? I need to. I need to breathe a little bit on that one. Hold on a second. All right. Okay. Whew. Sometimes, folks, I got, when that people don't lie when they say that music makes you feel a certain type of way. Sometimes you gotta sometimes you gotta decompress, man. He said the song gave me a Jerry curl. I don't know if I like that. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live, man. I appreciate it. Everybody jumping into the live. And, make sure you guys are submitting your songs. Like I said, we're trying to do this for a little bit. At least until $1 Million Baby 4 drop in 2 weeks, in a week or so. 25th, almost 10 days away. And then we're trying to figure out, what's gonna be the normal cadence after that. Shout out to my producers from my Future Producer Society. We're getting busy. We're doing our thing inside of there. Folks is getting acclimated to each other. We're getting ready to, do an information dump in a little while. So hopefully you guys are ready for that. This is called "The Long Way" by Moulanaise. I don't want to butcher that. Like, this is a good butchering of a song of a sort. Let's listen to it. Let's see what it sounds like.
Girl, I fuck with you the long way. I fuck with you the long way. Girl, you know you fine. I can't believe you mine.
got here going on here is you got, you know, yeah, it's a smooth track. You hear that? It's a good track. And what happens here is, you know, you got this songwriting that's trying to, you know, that's trying to do shock value songwriting, you know what I mean? And it doesn't work like it used to. I think people are over the over-sexualized music now, man, to be honest. And I think people are kind of over like the whole explicit stuff inside of the hooks and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think we got all sexy read it out, and I think all of that stuff is kind of run its course. So, I think he got a decent voice. I think the auto-tune needs to be little work. I don't think that the auto-tune is working the way it needs to work for him, or whoever's using it is not using it properly. Yeah, the music is good. I think the hook is bad. So I don't think the melody of the hook is bad. I think maybe the lyric choice is bad. I think the lyric, I think the melody could actually stay. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is something, again, I would take portions of this and I would run it into Suno and get some different iterations. And, you know, like, listen, folks are not using the tools that are available to them to get themselves to the best possible output. You know what I'm saying? It's like he got an idea that he could take from here. He could run it into the AI system and let it give you something, some variations, let it change some lyrics, and you can probably be somewhere that's a lot different. And it could be based off of your idea. It can be based off of the foundation of your lyrics and melody. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a derivative of that makes you the owner. You understand? I don't think people get it. You know what I mean? And there's no need for us to be out here, quote unquote, struggling. And you need a clean version, right? Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know if I play this, it's going to get flagged on TikTok, you know what I'm saying? Because of the lyrics, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those type of things where it's like, you know, people are past this. Like, you know what I'm saying? But this, again, Boy Swagger, this is when you got guys who are trying to make songs for virality versus trying to make songs that actually sound good. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys are trying to make songs for virality, trying to get you. Whatever, if I say this, people going like, oh my gosh! Listen, people have said everything, man. There ain't nothing else that you can say on this music that's gonna surprise people no more, man. That ship is sailed, man. That's over with, man. For God's sake, your girl said, you know, Pound Town, booty hole, what? like there ain't nothing left to say. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy right now, you know what I'm saying? So for guys who are making songs out here for this kind of weird shock value, nah, man, that's not it anymore. You know? So again, I think it's a decent melody here in terms of the hook. I feel like the lyrics gotta go. His verse is decent, but I think his auto-tune is not being used accurately. I think if you're going, you know, your engineer gonna have to really get your auto-tune to sound like it needs to sound, so that it's gonna sound real precise and in the pocket, and making sure that whenever it's being implemented, it's gonna do what it needs to do or not. And then you need to finish the song. You only got one verse. You know what I'm saying? So what time is it? Yeah, I won't be on here for about another 10 minutes tops, maybe. music reviews tonight. Multi-platinum producers. Arkatech Beatz. If you're looking to submit your music, now is the time. If you're looking to get heard tonight, probably already skipped us away. Right now is the time. I'll give you out a minute or so before we jump back in. West Coast vibes. Appreciate you. I need to hear something that's extraordinary tonight, man. You know, last night I heard something that was dope. I need to hear something that's dope tonight, man. This is Walk Out My Life. Rashad. Record label Classic Music Entertainment LLC. So he got all of his he got his song named properly. Has his name that matches his social, and he has his music company with a limited liability company. Now, I know people may say, well, Jug, does any of that matter? Yes, it does matter. You know what I'm saying? It does. I know people may not think that it matters, but it does matter, because what it tells me initially is that the socials match the artist name. So they're thinking about their branding, and they're thinking about making sure that those things match. Then you see a person with a entertainment company with an LLC is showing me that, hey, they're at least about trying to establish some sort of business cadence, right? These things matter, right? And I know people may not think that these things matter, but the people that are in a position to make decisions that can change your life, the nuance matters. These folks don't get into these positions because they don't pay attention to the detail. Folks got to understand this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm giving heads some game on it so that they can understand. Like, yo, these things matter. You know what I'm saying? And this is going to be the difference between who gets heard and who doesn't get heard. Right? You know, and then also you have to recognize something too. I was talking to my partner the other day, Mike Trauma D, shout out to him, and he was talking about how the business is basically predicated on, you know, what people can kind of get from each other, right? You have to have these relationships that are, you know, you have to establish relationships that have give and takes. You know what I mean? And if it's a one-sided relationship where a person is giving and a person is not able to get anything in return, then you know, you don't really get to ascend to certain levels in the music business. And that was very profound that he was saying that, because, you know, sometimes you would think that, you know, the music is what matters, or you would think that, hey, if the best songs and the best things win, and that's not always the case. A lot of times, you know, songs get placed and a lot of things happen because of one, access, and then also you have to realize that there is some sort of give and take, and there's deals being made in these rooms as it relates to, hey, you know, we're going to work with this producer, or we're going to work with this songwriter and this songwriter, and if these people are asking for too much, then we're not doing that. Or if we can't get a piece of, then they're not doing this. So you have to always think in that kind of context that, you know, this is a business, and it's always going to be predicated on business. And we want to make sure that when we're dealing with folks, that you understand that this is a business. Everything about you and your music needs to be presented as such, you know. And that's all the way down to to your socials and how your things line up and how your pictures look and how your socials are curated. These are going to be the things that matter to people who make the decisions. So this is going to be like the last one I'm listening to for tonight. You know, for folks who are going to submit after I stop the live stream, you can still submit after the live stream. For those who are trying to basically be the first thing listened to tomorrow, of course, you know, the best way to get that done is to make sure you're doing priority skip because, you know, the queue, you know, will continue to grow as we continue to, you know, continue this series. So, you know, let's go.
Trouble on the beat.
Say you're tired of playing these silly games with me. Oh, yes you are, baby. Yes you are, baby. You say you're done trying, 'cause things are just not where it's supposed to be. Oh no, baby. You sick of your time being wasted. Your love is slowly fading away from me. I'm going crazy. Oh, baby. You got ready to go, pack your bags, took my heart and the love that we had. Then you walked away from me. But I never got the chance to tell you. Even though I messed up, girl, I just can't let you walk out my life, my life. But I never got the chance to tell you. Even though I messed up, girl, I just can't let you walk out my life, my life. Baby, I spent so much time chasing other women. I wasn't thinking about what I was doing, babe. But then I sat back and I realized that your love was the void that I was missing. No, 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 no. But when you told me you felt like I took your love for granted, I tried to deny it. Oh, that wasn't right, baby. Too much time, too many years, a whole lot of sweat, too many tears that we put into it. Oh, girl, I just can't let you walk out my life. Don't leave me, baby. No, no. Even though I messed up.
Could it be AI? It's a potential for it, but it doesn't sound perfect enough to be AI. You know what I mean? But it could be. You know. There's a part here in this hook that changes musically that is driving me crazy.
Too many years, a whole lot, but I never. Just can't let you walk out my life.
It doesn't need to do that. When it's doing the do boo boo, like it if you notice, the music goes up, but the lyrics and the song melody never follow what happens with the actual move of the music. The melody and the song hook stays in one place, and then the music is doing something different to me that kind of throws off the listener slightly. If it's going to make that type of, you know, fundamental musical change, the melody of the hook should be at least tracing that, or the instrumentation of the music should be following that melody of the it should be following the the music should be following the melody of the hook. You know, if it's not doing that, you know what I'm saying, it takes away something that's supposed to be married together, and then you wind up pulling it apart, and that's confusing to listeners if you don't really catch that. Like, you wind up distorting the vibe, right? Because you could be listening to the song and you can be vibing, and then that part will hit, and it'll be, you threw my vibe off. So it throws it off. You threw the whole thing off, right? Now, is this my type of song? Peace, Frank. Yo, listen. So like, is this my type of song? No, it's got an older vibe. You know, it got that. It kind of got that. You know, that remake. I forget the name of the song. Old school joint. Cool. You know what I mean? Is it following the right song structure? Yeah. Is it? You know what I'm saying? Do I like the song? Not really. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the song is kind of mediocre in its own type of way, but that's just my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's ultimately going to be up to fans to make that decision. I think it may be slightly too long. Let me just make sure that I'm looking at the right time here. Yeah, it's at 3:44. So in my opinion, it's slightly too long. The song could have got wrapped up a lot sooner. And then I feel like there are portions of this production that should have really mirrored the lyrics. If the production mirrored the closer, especially during the hook, I think this song would have did a little bit better. You know what I mean? I think it would have have a little bit more replay value, as well as it being a little bit shorter. Outside of that, I don't think that it's mixed bad. I don't think that the vocals are mixed bad. You know, it's a little pitchy. Yeah, you know what I mean? And I think, again, you know, are we using modern tools to make sure that we can stay within pitch and within key, auto-tune, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Like, these are not the things that should be happening now. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me to listen to songs now, and songs are out of, you know, pitchy, a little bit out of key, that doesn't make sense. When every Pro Tools rig got auto-tune, it just doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's basically folks that are not informed of what to do to get themselves to that level. You know what I'm saying? Like, but these are, to me, this stuff is basic, right? And, you know, if we want to be honest, we've been using auto-tune now for close to 15 to 20 years. If we're talking about when you know, T-Pain came in and really took auto-tune to a different type of use case. But people who were using auto-tune before that. But to imagine how auto-tune is supposed to be able to fix everything in terms of a vocal performance, and we're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's like, it doesn't make sense in 2025 or 2026 for that to be the case. That's just my 2 cents. But I'm about to wrap this up for tonight. You know what I mean? We will be back on hopefully tomorrow at 8 p.m. For those who are looking to get priority listens, you know, make sure that you're doing priority submissions. We got limited time on this thing. We're not really, you know, we're not here for hours upon hours listening to stuff. For those who are getting the liberty of getting themselves listened to and getting the feedback, make sure you're implementing the feedback, and also make sure you're being smart about clipping the actual review and using that for your social, right? You got to be smart about this thing, right? And make sure that we can turn each moment into some sort of social media thing that you might need to have. So, I wonder how far this stream is looking like on what you call. But anyhow, I'm about to get up out of here. I want to say peace to the chat. Thank everybody for listening and submitting. We'll be back on here tomorrow. The queue is going to still remain open. Just make sure that y'all are submitting. If you find an artist or someone like that wants to submit, then make sure y'all are doing that. For my producers who are looking to learn the music business, make sure y'all are jumping into the community. This is school.com, the Future Producer Society. We're in there. We're gearing up to really get into some real stuff and making sure that we're learning what we need to learn in this game, and we're going to make it do what it needs to do. Kaz, I see you. Make sure you get on that XL tonight, bro. Make sure you get on that MPC XL tonight, man. Kaz sent me a picture of his joint. You know what I mean? And I'm very happy for him on that. You're making that switch from machine to MPC. And it's going to speak volumes for him, and he's moving forward. So let's get busy. I'll see y'all guys tomorrow in the joint. Peace out.
Arkatech Beatz.